Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Dazzling Dave, and this is going to be your match preview for our team, Wolverhampton Wanderers, back at Molineux after the Premier League restart, obviously without the fans in the stadium, against AFC Bournemouth, struggling at the bottom of the table, fighting for their lives. Team news, stats, facts, predictions, and also we've got input as well from Sam Price from the back of the net, Bournemouth YouTube and podcast on the Bournemouth View as well, of course, with my predictions and also my dad's predictions thrown in too. All coming up next. So, how are we feeling? I'm feeling a lot better after that first game and how Wolves played. Obviously, you've seen all my stuff that I've done on the West Ham game. And looking ahead, obviously, and looking forward to this Bournemouth match at Molineux. Before I get on to all of that, guys, if you're watching and subscribe to the channel, just do me a favour, will you? Switch on the bell icon and turn on all the YouTube notifications, because you'll always be first to be heard and notified of any new uploads. And there's lots of content, obviously, coming thick and fast at the moment. And I hope that you will join myself and other fans on the YouTube live stream on match night. So let's get on to the game. This is going to be an interesting one. Nuno's just done his press conference, so in terms of team news, everything's looking hunky-dory, no problems at the moment. Obviously had that first run out. I think most of the first phase of these restart games, the pace has been a little bit slower than you know that you would normally expect without a crowd and obviously without being at full fitness. But match fitness will start to come. I thought Wolves controlled the game, as you know, against West Ham very, very well, and we finished very strongly, which impressed me. And I was nervous about that one. This one has got, you know, trapdoor written all over it. You know, Wolves are going to go into this heavy favourites against Bournemouth, you know, expected to win. And these are the sort of games that we've tripped up on in the past. And after that, where we're very professional in doing the job against West Ham, we've got to back it up in this next game and obviously the following game as well. We'll come on to that again as we get closer to the weekend, because that's obviously the big local derby against Villa, also fighting for their lives. So let's look at the head-to-head record at the moment that we've got with Bournemouth. Wolves are unbeaten in all 3 Premier League matches against Bournemouth that they've played since promotion, winning 2 and drawing 1. Wolves have played Bournemouth 7 times at Molineux, and Bournemouth have the upper hand actually. They've won 4 and lost 3 out of the 7 games. There hasn't been a draw between the two sides at Molineux. So, Wolves stats and facts. Wolves are actually unbeaten in their last 6 games, and they've actually recorded 5 clean sheets in that time as well. And if Wolves were to record another clean sheet at Molineux against Bournemouth, it would be the first time they've actually done 4 consecutive games in the top flight without conceding since December 1979 to February 1980. And you know, he does like breaking the records, doesn't he? So let's hope we can. As you know, Wolves have often conceded first in the Premier League this season. In fact, 18 times they conceded first. However, Wolves from those losing positions have secured 21 points. That's 5 more than any other Premier League team this season. So as you know, Raul scored against West Ham, and that's made him 14 goals in this Premier League season, which is the highest since John Richards scored 17 goals in the 1975-76 season. Plenty more games to go, 8 for Raul to score just 4 more goals. I'd put my money on him if I were you. So on to some Bournemouth stats and facts, and they don't make very pretty reading if you're a Bournemouth fan actually. Bournemouth have actually lost an unrivaled 24 away games since the start of last season, and they have lost their last 6 in a row. Their total of 7 points in the last 30 in 2020 is the lowest of any club. And they've also equalled their club Premier League record of not being able to keep a clean sheet in 13 successive matches, which goes back to 2016-17 season. So if Wolves were to score, it'd be another record for the wrong reason broken for Bournemouth. Yeah, and I would sympathise, but we do need the points, Bournemouth, sorry. And Bournemouth currently sit on 27 points. Their previous lowest at this stage of the season was 33 points, and that was in the 2017-2018 season. So before I get on to what I think the team will be and my score predictions, and there's also one from my dad as well, some have been asking for a opposition viewpoint. So I'm very happy to say that Sam Price from the Back of the Net podcast and YouTube channel, which is a Bournemouth channel, has given us his views from a Cherries perspective.
Well, the season's restarted, and are we happy? No. What a poor performance against Crystal Palace. After a 3-month break, you'd really like to see 11 players that look like they'd give a toss. Really abject performance and made it easy for Crystal Palace. But the one thing I would say is that some teams we play are very difficult to break down. Norwich was similar, Sheffield United, Crystal Palace, so well defensively drilled. And Wolves are a team that like to come out and attack, so we're really hoping that we can maybe put in a decent performance. So with players like David Brooks back and a bit of fitness there, we're hoping for good signs from this fixture. Wolves have done astoundingly well this season, and they're a team I'm happy to admit I'm very jealous of because of the way they play football. Nuno's formed this nucleus of an incredible squad with power, skill. They're versatile, and the match against West Ham just showed how quality they can be. Bring on Traore changes the game, and you didn't really get out of second gear. So against us, if you were watching our match against Palace as inspiration, you'd be thinking, right, we can run riot against these guys. But I'm hoping that it'll be the rocket that we need. We'd love to remain a Premier League club. I've never had it this bad in terms of thinking, right, yeah, we are going to go down. But the way we're playing at the moment, it's looking likely. We just need to at least show that there's a bit of fire and a bit of fight, even if we lose. Because the performance levels, there are matches where if we play well, Southampton, we could target that match, Everton, maybe even Leicester, but then especially Newcastle, you'd have to say if we win those, we can stay up. Wolves is not one that we're expecting to win, but if we get anything out of it, happy days. Head says 2-0 loss, heart 1-0. Up the Cherries.
Thanks, Sam. Much appreciated, mate. And, Bournemouth, everyone kind of loves Bournemouth, really. And they always try and play decent football. They've got a small ground. They are trying to invest in infrastructure to get big. And I do kind of hope Bournemouth stay up. But obviously I can't say that I hope you get anything out of the game against Molineux, mate. But thanks for that contribution. Looking ahead to what I think the score prediction will be and also the team news, I think it'll be interesting to see Nuno played away, cautious, and then switched to 3-4-3. Bournemouth, can play football, as you say, scrapping for the life, but I think he will start 3-4-3, not 3-5-2 in this particular one, which will be Rui Patricio, Bolle, Cody, Sois, Matunio and Neves in the middle, Doherty, Johnny Otto, and I think he will go with Raul Jimenez up top, Jota, and also start Adama Traore. Bearing in mind we do have the likes of Pedro Neto. What a goal! See my reaction on the live stream highlights on that. What a great goal that was from Pedro Neto. The technique to score that volley, incredible. And obviously Adama Traore I think will start, and we, as I was saying, we do have Pedence and also Neto, who one could argue maybe he deserves to start, but I think he will persevere with Jota. He does a lot of running at the team, and we do have options to come off the bench. So in terms of prediction, this is my dad's prediction, which I'll put up. Now, I did a video chat with him, which is absolutely fantastic for Dad, because he's only had a smartphone like 2 weeks, and he's still getting used to using it and everything. And I tried to screen record it with him talking, and giving his prediction, and it's screen recorded, but it hasn't recorded the sound. We did have some laughs on this about how he was pronouncing Traore and Jimenez. Some of you guys might laugh sometimes at my pronunciations, and I'll probably get it from my dad. But the upshot of it, he's going with a 2-0 win to Bournemouth. Myself personally, if you watch my Premier League predictions vlog, I was a bit conservative with my initial one against West Ham, which they won. I was impressive without the star, but I was quite confident about this. I'm going to stick with being confident, although it's potential one to trip us up. If Wolves are going to, achieve the Champions League, and it's within shooting distance now, we've got to back up that result by beating Bournemouth. We just have to. And I think we will. And I think it's going to be 3-0 to Wolves. I think Jimenez and Jota brace for this one. I think Jota's going to get back on the scoring sheet. It's going to be 3-0. We're going to keep another clean sheet. And that's my prediction. Leave your thoughts on the team news below. Leave your score prediction and also goal scorers. There's a few of you that got close. There's a couple of people that said 2-0, but you didn't get the goal scorers. So close to a shout out, but not quite close enough this time. So leave your score predictions, and also make sure that you check the channel, turn the notifications on, and join me live to watch the game together. You can put it on where you are as well, and then chat along in the chat with my reactions and talking to you guys. I did that for the first time against West Ham. Very nervous, learning a lot from doing it. Been asked to do it again. I'm going to be doing it again tomorrow night, so join me 15 minutes before kick-off. It should be fun. We did have a laugh and a bit of banter as well, which was great. And it'll be a real pleasure for you to join me for the live stream. Really hope you've enjoyed this match preview. And from myself, Dazzling Dave, until the next one, come on you Wolves. We are all always Wolves.